All right, Tuesday, April 30th, last trading day of the month, last trading day of April. Looking at a quick session recap here. Coming into the session, what we wanted to see, let's start off with ES actually. Coming into the session, what we wanted to see, what I had mentioned was going to be the primary level of interest was this upside 5150 level of interest. And remember, the importance of this level is not only is it a level of interest, meaning it's a level that has been tested repeatedly on the higher time frame charts, but it is also the 50% retracement of the current correction that we are in. And that is significant, at least to me, because the 50 to 61% retracement, when we are working with Fibonacci's, I'm always going to be considering that area to be the sell zone. So if you are looking at some type of retracement, whether it be long or short, price is retesting that 50 or that 61% retracement, you can typically start to see some reversal there. So we do see sellers showing up at that 50% retracement level. That is also aligned with the 5150 upside level of interest. And not only that, but like I had mentioned this morning, we do also have the declining 21 MA right there as well. I don't really lean on moving averages at all. I do keep this on my chart just so I have some awareness about where this particular moving average is. Traders that watch the daily time frame chart, they do look at the 21 MA as a mean reversion, as a way to get a sense of what the mean is. 21 day moving average. There are 21 trading days in a month rather. And so that can give you a good idea of what the current mean is in the index. So that aligned nicely for a key area of resistance. Now, I was not expecting the magnitude of the move that we saw today, fully expecting a quieter day, which typically is the norm ahead of FOMC. However, we did see sellers step in pretty heavily today following essentially what could be considered a rejection of that 5150, right? Look at price action from yesterday. See just kind of that oscillation here. A lot of chop from yesterday, right? Tight range, tradable range, definitely. You do get that retest of the 5120 area into the close. That retest is totally absorbed. What buyers want to see in this scenario after that retest is totally absorbed is a break of 5150, right? That did not materialize. So you have all the buyers exhausted. All the buyers that are potentially going to be stepping in are pretty much exhausted here. Price rolls over. You can see it starts to build out a series of lower highs. So we get that data print. Take a look at the intraday chart here. This is the 1 minute. You get the data print. Price trades down into that 5120. You got some decent long setups there for the intraday move. But again, no follow through. Does not even test that pre 830 high. Look at the fib right through here. Just knocked down at that 78% fib retracement. So once this structure actually starts to develop, take a look at this, right? Pay attention to market structure cues. You have the low right through here. All right, we've got clear area of resistance, at least intraday right through here, 5140. Price rolls over. You have a true session low being made. That sets up a nice Wyckoff spring type of trade. Decent long opportunity there. One of the last, if not the last, decent long opportunity of the session. This trade should result in a true test of the highs, if not a fresh session high. It does not. It does not, right? So we have another lower high right through there. Price then makes a fresh session low. There's no bid at 5120 as those overnight lows get taken out. Now, once this fails, once this key zone fails, pay attention to the blue zone right there on my chart. This horizontal zone right through here. This is incredibly important, especially if you are an intraday trader, which if you're watching this, you most likely are. So pay attention. Once this pivot fails on the higher time frames, we essentially have a higher time frame breakdown, right? So we have either a 15, 30, hourly, 4-hour, daily time frame, higher time frame breakdown. That tells us we really don't want to be grabbing some type of 2-minute signal bar off of the lows. right? This is very, very important because you're going to see this type of action frequently. Going to see this quite frequently where higher time frame setup is in the midst of unwinding, right? In this case, we do have that daily breakdown. Remember, this was the breakout point right through here from Friday. Anyone trying to fade that trend day from Friday got run over. Anyone trying to fade this trend day with bounces, most likely going to get run over, right? You probably get away with a few scalps if you have really good entries, but for the most part, don't want to be fading that move until we start to see some type of higher time frame buyers really stepping in, right? So we do have that initial green bar on the hourly that does not show any follow through, and price just resolves lower. Think about the structure here. So there's a prior range. Support is way down here, right? Support is way down here. Support is way down here, maybe even through here, depending on how you look at it. This was an attempted breakout that does not really resolve higher. Price rolls over. So it is a failed breakout, right? This is really important, especially if you find yourself grabbing those longs. Not going to be the easiest trade. It can work. It can definitely work. You can get away with some scalps, but you could scalp anything. As far as A+ easy money trades, you want to be focusing, once this pivot is gone, you want to be focusing on shorts until that 51.20 is reclaimed and holding. Now, in addition to that, look at how the structure unfolds, right? Price, if we flip to maybe the 5-minute chart here for a little bit of a cleaner picture, price is in an intraday downtrend. So you got the highs that are marked here, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Right? You don't see price ever taking out any of the previous lower highs. So this is pretty basic stuff, probably going to be a review for a lot of you, but this is important to understand. If you are early in your development, early in those first few years, it can be easy to have blinders on, focusing on this intraday action. You see some decent signal through here. Definitely easy to get caught in that, right? So just make sure you're aware that all this just to say, make sure you're aware of the big picture context. It's going to be really important as you continue to develop as a trader. It's no fun to be, trying the longs through here, you get run over. Trying the longs through here, you get run over, right? Just to have price close on the lows. So I've been there before. That's why I reiterate this point. Definitely not a fun way to be trading, not a profitable way to really be trading. Again, unless you're fighting for, a couple of points here and there, which if that's your game, go for it. As far as what we're looking at for tomorrow, well, we're back into the prior range, right? 51.20 by essentially 50.30, more likely this area down here though. I'll treat this 50.30 as a mid-range reference point. What I want to see for tomorrow, keeping it super simple as I always do, is how price trades versus the 50.80 downside level of interest. So this is a mid-range level of interest, right? Price is not yet into a big area of support, which is down here. We'll see how price responds to 50.80 if there is any buying appetite. If not, right, very similar to what I just kind of talked about with this daily breakdown. If there's no buying appetite versus 50.80, price is going to trade down into those lower areas of support, 50.60, potentially down into that 50.30, which we should be expecting some buyers through here. So market structure paving the way yet again, right? Overall, some really good action today. Despite expecting a slower day, we do have a pretty clean technical picture. So looking really good. Want to see how 50.80 is treated tomorrow. We do have FOMC tomorrow. So as always, that is a volatility event. That is a market moving event. We do also have Amazon earnings and AMD earnings after the close today. Those have the potential to be market moving events as well. ES back in the prior range. Let's jump over to NQ. So all the same concepts I just outlined regarding the higher time frame breakdown apply right here to NQ as well once this 17,800 area fails. right? So yesterday I talked about the importance of this area of resistance right through here. And then the fact that if price actually does break that area of resistance, where is it trading into? Well, the prior breakdown point. There's one of the challenges of trading any longs within the context of a bigger picture correction, right? We're still within the context of this daily breakdown of this bigger picture correction. So price trades up, you see a bit of the retracement move, but again, the challenge with these longs in this type of environment is that we have to look at every single little area of resistance where sellers might be popping up. So you want to really be looking at, all right, well, how is this area being treated? And if that area breaks, it's this next area. So every 50 points on NQ you have to be thinking about and really analyzing, are sellers stepping in here? Are buyers losing steam? Right, and that's pretty much what we saw today. So we came into the sesh wanting to see essentially how that 950 was treated. I said the main watch was going to be 950 by 800, just primarily looking at that prior day range, right? And so if we go into the actual intraday chart, what we'll see is that 800 held pretty well during that data print. Got a couple of opportunities to get long through there. This is what I was personally trading NQ through here, posted those executions, and I followed up with another trade through here. After that, I was done. Again, like I said, I was expecting a much slower sesh today, not this big washout. So we have 900 being rejected. NQ actually makes a fresh session high. You have a bit of a Wyckoff up thrust right through here, a bit of that liquidity grab, right? That marks the session high, no follow through. You can see the selling that actually materializes on this particular bar right here, which is notable. Then from there, much like ES, the structure starts to shift. So you have fresh session low made. This can be great for a Wyckoff spring type of long entry, simply because support is still holding, right? But that move higher does not result in a fresh session high, which should be a clue. If you're paying attention to market structure, that should be a big clue. Okay, from there, price rolls over. There's no real bid at 800. That is a concern. That is definitely a concern. So this type of action does not really tell us that buyers are stepping in here, right? What this shows is that there is acceptance below the breakdown point. So it's probably redistribution for the leg lower. That's exactly what we see. Now a real puke into the close. All right, so very similar to what was outlined in ES. You could focus on that price structure. You could focus on market structure. And this all becomes very clear. This is the primary setup that I've been working with for the past couple of weeks here on the hourly. Now, what I want to see for tomorrow here in NQ, again, similar to ES, is how some of these downside reference points are going to be treated. Most likely going to be the 17,525, depending on what type of overnight action we have. About 2 minutes to the close, so Amazon and AMD should be reporting shortly. But again, more of a mid-range reference point, right? You could see the pivot right through there from earlier in the week, or excuse me, from last week. Real support for this structure is down through here. So look at the mid-range reference point, see if any type of buying activity is seen there. If not, we should expect that price trades down into that area of support. So that's about it for ES and NQ. Not the slow day that I was personally expecting. Got some pretty good action today. Hope you guys all had a profitable day. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to shoot me a DM in the Traders Think Tank. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow morning for the pre-market prep. Have a great afternoon. Later.